What's up guys, this is Chris AutoMotivate. We have a 2012 Dodge Avenger and the heater core is going bad. So I'm going to tell you how exactly to flush the heater core and get the heater working just like it should. Just a quick recap, this is for Chrysler cars. I forget the years, I'll put the years in the description down below. I think Jeep Liberties and Dodge Avengers and Chrysler 200s, I think they all have the same heater core and they all have the same issue with the heater core clogging. And when you know the heater core is clogging, it's when this vent is blowing heat and all three of these vents are blowing cold air. That's when you know the heater core is clogging. So let's go ahead and start to flush the heater core. So this is some stuff you need. You need a clear hose to connect the hose to so you can unclog the heater core. And so you can have a direction where the old coolant goes into a bucket so you're not making a huge mess. And you need a piece to connect the hose to this clear hose so you can flush it. Alright guys, so we need to somehow get access to two of the hoses behind the whole engine. So to do that, we need to remove this engine cover and this air filter. So now we have access to the two hoses. We have the inlet and the outlet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this hose to cut it in length to connect it from the heater core to this bucket right here because we're going to go ahead and recycle the antifreeze. Alright guys, so I finally got to the clamp and I'm going ahead and remove the clamp. The hose is already coming off, so you want to go ahead and clamp the hose with your thumb before it makes any type of mess. Or clamp the hose with this hose so you don't make too much of a mess and spill too much of the radiator fluid on the ground.
Awesome.
So as you can see, the fluid is not the color it's supposed to be in that heater core. That is the first telltale sign that your heater core has been rotting away. Just go ahead and connect the hose to the opposite end and let's flush it. Now we're preparing for the other side and we're gonna connect this piece to the hose. It makes life a lot easier having the right tools to take off these clamps as well. So you might have to twist it a little bit to break it loose from this hose. See how I'm breaking it loose? Now this shouldn't spill as much. Now you get your hose and plug it into this hose. Now, so we're gonna make sure this hose is going into the bucket, which I didn't measure it the best way possible, but make sure it goes into the bucket, just like that. I could have left a little more length so it won't fly out when I give it some pressure. And to keep it kind of pressurized, I'm gonna kink this hose and turn it on so it's not continuously running. I can control how much water is flowing, so I'm not gonna overflow the bucket. All right, so as you can see, it's already coming out. Now we're gonna release the hose a little bit. So as well as the color, there is also not a whole bunch, but some of this gunk flowing around, which is part of the reason why it's so clogged. Now I'm gonna replace the hoses and do the opposite direction and keep just pulsing it to make sure I break up all the gunk that is in the heater core. So it was pretty difficult to get to the clamp back there. So instead of taking off the clamp, I decided to wedge this clear hose into this hose. How I did that, because it's the same diameter, I cut a small triangle. So then that made the hose a little bit smaller so I can wedge within that hose. That makes sense? So now I'm going to take off the offset hose that I did last time and plug the water hose into it and do the reverse direction. I went ahead and flushed it so where the bucket is full. That should be enough because there's clear water coming out and I was pulsating and all that fun stuff. So now we're just gonna replace the hoses and put it back to normal and see if that fixed the heat. And hopefully it did. Honestly, not as much stuff as I thought it was gonna come out, came out. So, but that's happened to previous owners who has done this and the heater was fixed. So let's go ahead and replace the hoses and check the heat. While we're waiting the car heat up, go ahead and make sure it's not leaking anywhere. In my case, it is not leaking. It looks pretty good. Just make sure it's not leaking. So I'll be back when it's to operating temperature. Alright guys, so far I'm pretty happy with the success I had with this car. So y'all end up watching this video because your heater core was not working, and that's due to the heater core slowly corroding away. If this did not fix your issue, then you most likely need to get a new heater core. Try to go aftermarket and not OEM because obviously OEM has issues. If you catch this problem quickly, then you most likely have more success than I do. I just kind of pushed off the job for a long time, and which in return made the heater core corrode even more and more and get in worse condition. But if you catch it quickly and get it done quickly, then you should be okay. This is Chris at AutoMotivate. Be sure you appreciate one another and have a great day.